friends, and welcome to another Tuesday tasting. Today we have old-fashioned beef stew. This is one of my favorite recipes, and I make it all the time during the winter months. If you're new here, my name is Anne, and I would love it if you would hit that subscribe button. And if you're returning, thank you so much. Okay, let's get cooking. I found this recipe by doing a Google search one day. It's a New York Times recipe, and then I found it on Pinterest, and I will leave all of the recipes I do linked in the description box. But what you want to do is start with a neutral oil. I like to use avocado oil and heat that pan up. And while the pan is heating up, you'll want to take your stew meat and place it in a Ziploc bag, and then add enough flour to coat and salt and pepper. Next, you'll want to place the beef in the hot oil, and you're going to want to do this in batches. So don't crowd them, just place them evenly out. And I usually do this on like a medium-high heat. I usually have more stew meat than the recipe calls for because my husband likes it really meaty and more potatoes than it calls for. So this took me about 3 different batches to brown it all. Once all your beef is brown, you're going to want to add 1 cup of red wine and 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. And what you're doing is deglazing the pan. So you'll want to scrape the bottom of it to pick up any of that yummy flavor that's stuck to the bottom. And because we coated the beef with flour, it is going to thicken up the sauce nicely. After a few minutes, you're going to want to add 3.5 cups of beef broth. I did add the full 4. I just know from making this recipe before that the sauce does get thick, so you are able to add more beef stock if you notice that it is too thick or it gets too dry. And then after the beef stock, you want to add your beef back in as well as 2 bay leaves. And bring this up to a simmer and put a lid on it and cook it for an hour and a half or until your beef is tender. While that's simmering, you want to prepare your vegetables and potatoes. So I have 5 carrots that I'm peeling. I use regular sized carrots sometimes, or I'll just throw in some baby carrots. I'll do 5 carrots sometimes, 10. It just really depends. It's your dinner, so you make it how you want. But today I did 5 potatoes. I'm peeling those, and then I'm just going to chop those up, as well as it calls for 2 large potatoes. You could use any potatoes of your choice. I just had russet potatoes on hand and they were really small. So I use about 7 or 8. My husband requests that I add a lot more potatoes than the recipe calls for. So this is what I'm doing for him. So, like I said, I add about 7 or 8 small potatoes. And then chop up 1 medium-sized yellow onion. After about an hour and a half, you're going to want to add your onions and carrots and cook those for about 10 minutes. And then after 10 minutes, add your potatoes and cook for another 30 minutes. And here is the final product. It is such a flavorful stew. Make sure to serve a toasty baguette on the side so you could mop up all that flavoring. This was a cold 43 degrees at 7 o'clock at night here in Northern California. That's pretty chilly for us. And my husband was outside putting up the Christmas decoration. So this is just what he needed after being freezing outside, putting all the Christmas decor up. But if you make this stew, let me know. I would love to hear from you in the comments below. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I hope to see you soon on the next Tuesday tastings. Bye.